Someone here could be dealing with some kind of heavy attachment in their energy field. Now, I don't get the sense that this will necessarily resonate for everyone. So, of course, only take this if it does connect with you in a meaningful way. But for those of you connecting with this message, what is this heavy attachment? Okay, someone feeling brokenhearted over you is what I'm getting with the broken heart card. I have to say that for someone listening, you actually may not be consciously aware that this person is feeling brokenhearted over you. To you, this heavy attachment might just feel like there is something in your field. This could feel like irritation coming up. It might feel like tension emotionally or physically. This may be feeling suddenly very sad or like a sense of grief out of nowhere that really doesn't match your day-to-day reality. And I just had a little bit of energy in my throat chakra, as you could hear from the recording. So what this tells me is this person energetically is almost like clearing their throat because they want to say something to you. Again, they're very brokenhearted over you is what I'm getting very strongly. I feel like this may actually not be someone that you think about that frequently. This could be an ex or someone from your past. Who is this person feeling brokenhearted over you? I heard if I don't say something, I'm going to regret it. With anxiety in the reverse position, it's like this person's fear of being regretful in the future because they didn't truly tell you how they feel. It's like that is actually pushing them to and hearing to boost up their confidence and actually say something to you or communicate something to you. You know, I'm actually getting for some of you, this may not even be an ex. This may not be someone that you ever dated necessarily. This may have been someone that you had a romantic bond with that was never defined. Maybe you had feelings for this person and you felt as though those feelings weren't reciprocated, or I'm just hearing unsure, like this person was causing you to feel unsure about how they felt about you, and that may have caused you to move on or to walk away from them. And it's almost like you've given this particular person a major wake-up call because they're realizing that if they don't say something or communicate something to you, they're going to be in a lot of regret. So this has also been extremely heavy on their minds. Like they are thinking about this very heavily. I feel like this person may have even gotten very emotional or possibly even cried, like thinking about you, thinking about the things that they wish they had done differently or the things they wish that they had said. But I do feel that regret is ultimately going to push them into some kind of action or communication. I feel that your frustrations with this person were related to imbalance in communication that were causing you to not necessarily question your worth or value, because you are someone who has come to a point where you are highly evolved in the sense that you can identify your value, and you have been on this journey of self-love and really learning your own self-worth. So it's not that this person was affecting you in that way. It's more so that their actions and behavior made you wonder whether you were worth something to them. And actually, because your levels of self-worth are so heightened through this path of self-love that you've been on, this made it impossible for this person to keep connecting with you consistently in the physical, because you and your energy demand a certain level of respect from people who are given the opportunity to consistently connect with you. Now, do with that what you will. For some of you, When I say demanding this respect, this may be you verbally or literally setting boundaries, but for others of you, this could be spiritual boundaries that your guides are actually setting around you that you may not even be fully consciously aware of. It's just that because of how you have raised your vibration to a certain level, you only align with a certain level of treatment within your relationships and connections. And this person really wasn't rising to that level, is what I'm getting. They were capable of giving you that, but they weren't for some reason. I heard options. So this may have been someone that was keeping their options opened, but I am getting that their behavior led to an imbalance in the way in which the two of you communicated. So you may have always been the one reaching out and communicating. This also could indicate that when you did communicate, have a conversation, etc., with this person, you may have been the one kind of being a really good listener, really holding a lot of space for this person. Whereas I'm just hearing like self-centered, like they may have been self-centered in the sense that they weren't necessarily listening to and making the effort to understand and hold space for you in the way that you were doing that for them. And in fact, they may have even taken that for granted. The fact that I keep getting you're such a good listener, but this person was not really making an effort to deepen the bond or get to know you on a deeper level. In the past, you may have been someone who would, in these situations, start to overshare almost as a sort of coping mechanism. Like, I want there to be depth here. So because you aren't making an effort to get to know me, I'm going to overshare about myself to create that depth between us. But you've actually healed those aspects of yourself, and you are no longer having this like old wounded response of really trying to make up for this person's lack of effort with your own tendency to just share and open up more and more about yourself. I'm actually getting, if anything, you withheld some of your energy from this person, or you've pulled back a great deal. And that is actually what has been their wake-up call, where they are now realizing if they desire to consistently connect with you in the physical, they're going to have to make some changes to bring balance to this situation. And it's going to have to come through their communication. But I'm getting that not just any communication will suffice here. They're going to have to come forward with something that is very open and honest. This may be some kind of confession of feelings for you. I'm just getting like they are aware that when they do approach you now, especially after everything that has occurred, they are really going to have to do it in a way that is special and that is really open and authentic. And they've also realized that you have an authenticity radar, meaning you are able to sense when someone is being truthful and being authentic with you and when they are not. And this person is coming up as the Eight of Wands reversed. Yeah, they in their actions caused this connection to actually lose momentum. I am getting this kind of like a honeymoon feeling about your beginning of your connection. So it's possible that in the beginning you met while traveling or on a trip or in some carefree kind of headspace when you connected with this person. You were both in a very light state of being, and this may have caused there to be a lot of momentum initially. I'm also getting I heard soul bond. There is some kind of soul bond here. This could be a soulmate, a twin flame. This person is actually for sure a soulmate. There's someone who is part of your soul family, but they may or may not be a twin flame because, of course, our twin flame is part of our soul family, but they also have the unique trait of sharing an identical core soul frequency to our own, whereas our soulmates share a very similar frequency. You yourself may not even really be sure how to define this connection from a spiritual perspective. Like, is this a twin flame? Is this a soulmate, a past life bond? All you know is there was something here. Like, I feel like this person gave off an energy that caught your attention right away. And you almost immediately recognized this connection for having that soul element to it. But this person, although they recognize that instantaneously as well, whether they'll admit it or not, I'm hearing they knew it with every fiber of their being, but they've been slower to accept it. And I feel that this has to do with a combination of their overly logical nature. They may not be as open to spiritual things, but also that you met them at a time when they were not planning on meeting anyone that they were going to connect with in the long term. They were not planning on settling down in a sense. And I feel like this is someone who was keeping a lot of their options open. And so although their true self recognized this instantaneously, just like you did as being a soul connection, it's almost like their human self convinced them to keep their options open and therefore treat this connection with a lower level of respect and a lower level of effort in the communication department than it really deserved. And you picked up on this intuitively because your intuition is very strong. And I feel this is what ultimately led you and hearing to silently pull away. You may have not even really told this person explicitly why you left it to them to fill in the blanks, why you were setting boundaries or why you were pulling back, but they've absolutely noticed the change. And with the King of Pentacles in the upright position, I feel that you have deeply inspired this person to want to create some sense of stability or security in their life that they haven't really desired in the past. This particular person is coming up as most likely a masculine energy now. Do keep in mind these labels, masculine and feminine, for the purposes of these readings, do not necessarily apply to gender. We all do have a balance of each within us. But when I say this person is coming up as a masculine, it means that they're more so in their masculine energetic essence at this time. And I see that prior to meeting you, they were very much in the Fool energy. They may have traveled a lot, either for work or just in general. They may have been someone who liked and really valued their freedom. I'm hearing not just above all else, but sometimes at the expense of everything else, meaning they valued freedom so much that they sacrificed things that actually would bring them a lot of deeper soul fulfillment because they feared that allowing those things into their life would somehow restrict their sense of freedom. And this is precisely what happened with your connection. I feel that this masculine was afraid that having you in their life in a deeper way or fully committing to you and eliminating or releasing the sense of other options romantically, or if they didn't have other options romantically, this could just be like other potential pathway options for their life. This doesn't have to be other romantic options. I'm getting that if it is romantic options, you were already very much aware of this. So if that doesn't fit for you, then take this as other life options besides settling into a fully committed relationship or connection. Now, this stability that you've inspired this person to, that King of Pentacles energy, they are actually feeling very far from that at the moment. And I feel like this is part of what is creating a lot of a sense of vulnerability within them, guardedness, fear of moving forward with you, in part because they don't feel like they have a lot to offer you. But again, they are still being pushed forward through this broken-hearted feeling that they can't seem to escape. I'm hearing inspired, like you've inspired this person in many different ways, not just in a sense that you've inspired them to want to create more stability for themselves so that they could potentially offer that stability to you. But you've also inspired them in something that they do. So this person could be an artist, a poet, a musician. This may be that you've inspired them to apply themselves to some new passion or hobby. With the Seven of Wands in the upright position, I feel like you have taken the high road here, meaning you have had situations with this person that you could have reacted to more strongly, but you stayed in your power in the sense that you kind of stayed above all of it. I'm hearing observing, like you've almost been kind of observing how this person is going to treat you, how they're going to act in a connection, rather than trying to force them to be any type of way. And that's really kept you in your power. And ultimately, it does feel like you made some kind of decision here to stay in your power by pulling back your energy to some extent. The ironic thing is that seems to have actually only renewed this masculine's determinedness to connect with you. In fact, they may have come off more so as a bit apathetic in the past, but when you withdrew some of your energy, it's like, again, this was a massive wake-up call for this person. It caused them to, it's like, I just keep getting the sensation that they're telling themselves to like dig down deep and find the courage to do something or say something towards you, because we also have the Strength card. With the number 8, this is the sense of going in a loop, something not going away, just kind of continuing. And that is what they are realizing about their feelings for you, that this is like an endless loop in their head, always seeming to bring them back around to you. And nothing that they do seems to really be able to distract them from those looping thoughts and feelings about you. So we also have the 8 card from the traditional tarot, the Strength card, coming out from a different deck that I had here that's actually double confirming this. This person is really trying to draw upon their sense of inner strength to do something at this time. I'm going to read a little bit more into this as well. Yeah, I just feel like this masculine wasn't making time for you. It's like they were being a coward somehow in this connection by either keeping their options open, not fully communicating with you, backing down from fully expressing their feelings. They really desire to show you that they care, to show you how strong they are feeling about you, but they almost are afraid that it's too late or that nothing's going to work in this regard. That's what I'm getting most strongly from this person. So the second card to come out here is actually the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, if this is going to work, this person is going to have to give more. Specifically, I see them needing to be more generous towards you with their time and energy, and to allow you to be more so in your beautifully receptive energy. You're very much coming up here as being in your feminine essence, which means you are meant to draw power from being highly open, living in the present moment, establishing that flow state with your daily routines in order to manifest in your life. And this person coming up as being in their masculine is really meant to be showing you how strong they feel about you through actually showing you through words and actions, being more generous with their time and their energy. And the third card to come out here is the Star card in the reverse position. Yes, someone here has lost faith in the ability of this connection to move forward. And I feel as though it's you, not that you are giving up per se, but you've really kind of surrendered this situation. Again, for some of you, this may be someone who you kind of forgot about or who hasn't really necessarily been on your mind much recently. This could just be a situation that you kind of threw your hands up and said, you know what, universe, I am handing this over to you because I need to stay in my power here through withdrawing my energy. But it's also the sense of something feeling like it almost stopped before it started. And I feel like that is what is bothering this person the most. It's this sense of unfinished business here. And it's almost like they underestimated how this entire situation would affect them. I feel like you almost called their bluff here because they may have thought that they could keep you in their life at this kind of arm's length without fully committing to you or fully communicating with you. And it's like you put your foot down and said, you know, I deserve this level of respect and care and this kind of communication. And if you are able to offer me that, I'm going to be withdrawing my energy. And I feel that almost really took this person by surprise. It's also a kind of strength within you that they are not accustomed to, particularly in feminines in their life. I feel like they're used to either getting their way or they're accustomed to other feminines in their life just kind of going along with however they are setting the tone of the connection. So if they're not communicating very much, then the other feminine in their life from the past would just kind of go along with that and take whatever they were offering, even if it wasn't very much. But in your case, you are very much the opposite. You are not in a place of neediness or desperation by any measure. You are very independent and confident within yourself. You can really fulfill your own cups here, so to speak. And that is actually making you highly magnetic because knowing that you have that fulfillment from within is actually allowing you to set energetic and emotional boundaries with others and attract in relationships and connections that are very balanced for you. I feel like this has not been an easy road. You have had to work very hard on yourself to get to this place of internal balance, internal dependence, meaning really finding your peace, your happiness, your stability, your fulfillment from within yourself in order to be able to attract connections that are very balanced rather than codependent. So here we have the Two of Coins upright, but we also have the Two of Cups reverse. Very interesting because these are both powerful cards of union. So really what I'm getting here is you are in a state of union within yourself, meaning you've actually balanced your divine masculine and divine feminine energies internally. And your guides are really reminding you that your main job is to be tending to that inner balance within yourself, because from that stable energetic foundation, you are attracting in. I just felt this rush of positive energy. Like I almost started tearing up with tears of joy, just glimpsing into the kinds of things that are coming for you because of how much you've had the courage to heal and balance yourself. And I'm not just talking about in love, although I will say romantically, it feels like for a divine feminine I'm speaking to, it's almost like you've established this balance internally. And you might be seeing that balance show up in manifestations when it comes to your work, possibly your sense of passion, purpose, maybe your finances, your home. But when it comes to love, you might still be feeling this stuckness when you are going about manifesting this balanced, harmonious, divine union connection into being. But know that you are energetically attracting that in. You are very much aligned in a very high vibrational place and balanced at this time. And that is attracting in the best of the best. What that also means is if you're feeling lonely or disconnected or like you're not manifesting in love, it's not that you're not manifesting, it's that your energy is in such a rare and high vibrational place that you are manifesting very selectively. This also can go for other areas of your life. So if this is applying more so with finances, with work, career, know that because of the kind of balanced high vibrational place you are in, sometimes this blocks out disaligned people, connections, jobs, opportunities from your life because you are holding such a higher vibration that those things don't connect with you, if that makes sense. And so sometimes it can feel as though you're stuck when actually you are just holding the frequency of something truly magnificent that you are attracting in that is going to astonish not only you, but people around you as well. And for many divine feminines tuning in, I feel like this is what is coming in love. It's like, yes, you are in that Two of Coins energy, but you might not be seeing that fulfillment that you've established within yourself fully showing up in that physical manifestation. But know that it is coming. In fact, right now, for some of you, you might be at that point where you almost feel as though more things are leaving your life than entering your life relationship wise. So you might be noticing that certain connections, romantic situations, people are actually fading out or feeling like they're kind of disappearing from your life because they are no longer energetically aligned with you. But if this is happening, know that this is actually clearing the space to make room for that Six of Pentacles energy, for a connection that is going to really give to you in a huge way. And it's going to be very generous with its time and energy. And because of the generosity of this incoming connection, meaning how much it fills you up and gives to you, you are actually, of course, in kind of a roundabout way, I guess more accurately, we should say you already fulfilled yourself. You've been in that abundant energy. So when I say something coming into your life is going to fulfill you, what I really mean is it's going to match that energy of self-fulfillment that you have established and are now holding internally within yourself. Anyway, wanted to be accurate with that description here. But I'm seeing that this could come through this masculine that we've been speaking about here. If you do desire to connect or reconnect with that person, this also could come from someone new. You may have new options coming in romantically as well. But I am getting that particular masculine that's been coming through at the beginning of the reading is most likely going to work themselves up into this like white heat of passion or this like need to desperately say something to you. They've been feeling very vulnerable, but their brokenheartedness and this like sense of passion that they're intensely feeling for you feels as though it's going to work them up to actually saying something or communicating something, possibly in the near future for most of you. So if you are interested in hearing more about that, I will be channeling more about what this masculine may be communicating with you or how they may be making an action towards you because of this brokenheartedness they've been feeling through you possibly no longer being in their life or pulling away to some degree. So that will be in the extended Patreon reading, which is linked in the pinned comment and description box under the video. In that Patreon reading, I will also be channeling in depth as to what other energies may be connected to your field. So if this reading is connecting, then in the extended version, we'll be channeling more into other potential people, energies, etc. that may be connected to you at this time. And of course, I will also be channeling messages from your higher self or spirit guide, whatever spiritual forces you personally connect with. And again, all of that is in our beautiful Soul Tribe on Patreon, and the link to that is under the video. For now, I am going to be reading one final Rumi message from the card Sacred Soul Sister. So the Rumi Oracle says here, when you are conscious, a cloud of sadness surrounds you. When you are beyond consciousness, the moon rests in your arms. When you are conscious, the beloved moves out of your reach. When you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. When you are conscious, you are depressed like fall. When you are beyond consciousness, the winter cold feels like spring. All your wavering is due to your longing to be stable. Look for instability until you become stable.